In this section, what I'm going to do is to show you how you can start sketching. A sketch is a two-dimensional drawing. Using this two-dimensional drawing, you can create three-dimensional shapes. I can start with a three-dimensional feature or shape and then go and start drawing the two-dimensional sketch for that shape. This will help me to create that shape. Or the easier or the better way is to draw the shape first in a two-dimensional space like here, and then go and create a feature such as extrusion, such as cutting or whatever I'm going to do in a three-dimensional space. So first of all, what I need to do is to start sketching here. This is the environment. Right now you can see there is no grid, nothing visible, but I can say that there are planes or surfaces that I can draw on them. There are three basic surfaces. There are three basic planes, and you can see them in the hierarchy. On the left, one of them is front plane. This is right in front of me. One of them is right plane. This is on the right side of me, and one of them is a top plane that I am looking down at it. This means that I have three perpendicular surfaces I can use to start sketching. Later I will show you that we can create other planes, or we can use a surface of an object to draw on that. So every surface that you see is a plane. Also you can create planes. So how can I use one of these surfaces to start planning, start sketching? What I need to do is to click on one of these. By clicking on one of these, you can see that this is highlighted. Now I can choose to sketch, or I can choose one of the commands from the sketch tab. All of them helps me to start sketching on this plane. So for example, I just click on the sketch. I'm not going to choose any command. By clicking on the sketch, you can see that it changes the direction so that I can see it right in front of me. Actually, this is the top plane. That means I'm looking down at this, but it is right in front of me. So if this doesn't happen, what should you do? If, for example, this is in isometric view like this, how can I make sure that this is going to change direction to start right in front of me? I can press Ctrl 8 on my keyboard, and this helps me to go to a normal view. This means to view this right in front of me. If I want to go back to my isometric view, I just press Ctrl 7. So Ctrl 7 takes you to isometric view. Ctrl 8 takes you to the normal view. By choosing the normal view, right now you can see that I am in a sketching environment. How can I tell that? I can see this button here. That means the sketching is active, so I can sketch. If I want to exit the sketch, I just click on this, or click on this exit sketch button on the left side. So these two tell me that right now I can start sketching. So how can I start sketching? I just need to use a command from here and start the sketch. What about these surfaces? Are there any boundary for these surfaces? No, these surfaces start from infinity and go to infinity, so basically there is no boundary. What you see here is just a representation of this sketch, of this plane. Actually, you see just a representation. This is not the actual plane. This is part of the plane. So if you want to see this plane for some purposes, such as aligning different planes in different parts to each other, you can see that. But you should know that actually the plane is has no boundary. It starts from nowhere and goes to nowhere. Okay, what I'm going to do is to start with a line command. You can see all of the commands have a shortcut. So if I want to use this line command, I just press L, or I just go to the ribbon and select L from here. By this, you can see that the line command is activated. Right where I should see the cursor, I see a sign of a line. This means that I am drawing a line, and you can see a very little crosshair here that you can of course change the size of that crosshair, but that's okay for me. So whatever I should do is to click on one place like this, and you can see that the line can extend to my next click. If I hold the line in horizontal view, you can see a sign in yellow highlight. That means that right now I am drawing horizontally. If I go to vertical direction, I can see the same sign, but this time it means that I am drawing in a vertical direction. And of course, if I draw in any other direction, sometimes I see the length of the line and sometimes I see the angle of the line. Right now you can see that this is about 2.23 and the angle is 135 degrees. If I go up, I can see that at this place it is 180 degrees. That means this is a horizontal line. I can go down and find another angle. For example, here this means that I am drawing in a 45 degrees angle, and I can choose from different angles. What I'm going to do is to go to this direction, then go to this direction, and then go to this direction. And you can see by every click I have a new line here, then here, and you can see that if I go over this first point, a sign appears on the right side of my cursor. That means that if I click, this is going to close the shape. And what I'm going to do is to close the shape. So I click here, and although the line command is selective, this shape is finished. I can again start drawing from some other place, but right now that's okay for me. So I go and click on this OK button, or I hit escape on my keyboard, and all of them means that I am exiting from line command. Okay, this is the first shape that I just draw. In next section I'm going to talk about line commands in detail.